Why are you laughing?
I am the tech guy.
Yeah, you tell me what I got to do. You don't tell me what I got to say. You can't control me. And I can't control you either. We're not supposed to.
Michael is the boss, though.
No, I don't believe that.
He's the boss.
Nah, my cat's the boss. Where is she?
Hey, guys. This is a live show that was recorded on July 4th in Michael's backyard. It was completely impromptu. There was no plans to even perform live on this day. We made some minor modifications to the show to improve your viewing experience, but please excuse any imperfections. Thank you, and as always, leave comments and leave feedback.
Good afternoon, everybody. Wanted to wish everybody happy Independence Day. I'm sitting here alone in the backyard. Gonna have a drink in a little while. I want to have a toast for everybody to celebrate independence and freedom in this country. It means a lot to me. It means a lot to everybody that lives in here and to people around the world that want to come here. And we have the greatest country in the world. And the only thing I'm missing right now is a drink. I don't know where I'm going to get this drink from. They left me out here in the heat. It's only 97 today. 90. Who's that?
How you doing, brother?
Hey, look who showed up.
How you guys doing? I'm here with my brother.
Happy
Mike.
Independence Day.
We got how many people there? 40 people here so far. So, hey guys, so I'm here visiting Michael. We are, was no plan to go live. We just popped on. He bought me a shirt. Thank you, Michael. We're having a cigar. He got cigars here. And he got me another bottle of Johnny Walker Blue. So so thank you, brother.
Got to spoil these guys. You got to keep them happy. That's it.
Yeah.
You're a good man.
Yeah. Joy Farachi's here. Michael, you want to say something?
Joy, how you doing? How's it going? Glad you could show up for us. That was very nice. And we'll have a drink to your brother. As always. I often do. I don't know if I said this before. But when I go out to eat and I'm with some very close friends, we've all lost members in our life from old age or tragedy or sickness. And I like to always have a toast for them, people we miss, love, and endeared. So I like to have that for you, Joy, and everybody out there who have lost somebody in your lives. Salute to their memories and their souls.
And Michael, look, I didn't put the glass back down this time. I'm gonna sip from it.
We caught him the last time, but he wasn't with me, so it really don't count. But I had to point it out. He toasted and put his glass down without drinking it. We hope you're happy with our agenda and the fact checking of scamming. So did I say that again? It must be the vodka. It's my first one. I didn't get through it.
Scary. These names are really, they're really catching on. I
got a couple of more for him.
I see them in other comment sections sometimes.
Well, it fits. There's the old saying, the shoe fits. You got to wear it. So far, nobody's debunked me on calling him out on this stuff. You know what? The last 2 days, yesterday he did a live. I did not see it. RJ, I know, didn't see it either.
Nah,
he was busy yesterday. But there was some really crazy claims people are telling me he said. I can't wait to watch it. So look forward to debunking a couple other things. I heard he's going to solve the Kennedy assassination. That's the next rumor he put out there. He knows who killed Kennedy now.
Mm-hmm.
Him and one or two other guys might have been on the grassy knoll. You don't think so? He was 18, right? I think he was 18, 1963. Kennedy was killed. When was he killed? 60? What?
It was sometime in the 60s. I don't know the exact date, but
well, anyway, he was at least 18.
Yeah.
No, Kennedy was elected in 63. He was probably it was a little later. I know it was in October. What happened to my memory? Got knocked the rust off.
Yeah.
But let me have another sip. Maybe it comes back.
Johnny Walker Blue is the smoothest drink of all time. What happened?
Johnny Walker Blue.
Yeah.
Spoiled brat.
Johnny Walker is he got me another bottle. So thank you, Michael. I've only ever had a bottle of Johnny Walker twice, and Michael bought both of them. So the only bad thing about Johnny Walker Blue is it's so smooth that you can overdrink because it just goes down like water. It just pours down.
You see, that's about as good an excuse as I've ever heard to drink. See, it's pretty good. This guy.
Black's a little bit more burn to it. So,
this is a racial thing. Are you stereotyping?
Yeah, a little bit, because the black is a little better.
You know, I thought you meant black in color.
Yeah,
The black in color, not as the scotch, not as
both,
the drink.
Both is a little better.
Got you on the spot? No, there's stereotypes for a reason, because most of them are true. Stereotypes. But some you fit, some you quit.
I want to show you something, Michael, that we just got here. Someone said, check this out. I told you this, Michael. If ever I have a drink.
Unleash the hounds.
If ever, here you go. Now I want to prove.
Bigaloots, can I call you back? I'm in the middle of the live. You can jump on the live if you like. All right, I'll call you back.
Now, Michael, this is the proof. Now, what they always tell you, if I have a drink in my hand, somebody will say, RJ looks drunk, he's drunk. Now, look at this right here. Lance 33 says, RJ looks lit up. Now, how many drinks did I have with you?
None.
None! We just poured these.
No, you had an espresso.
I had an espresso.
That was it.
But I told you, it's every show. It doesn't matter. People think I'm drunk if I have a drink in my hand.
This guy's always happy.
I guess
He's always got that smile on.
I guess it's my happiness.
Yeah. You know what it is? The caffeine can be happy juice. I've known that. But
do you guys know why he had to buy those? It says that's why Michael was wearing sunglasses. They're both probably sauced. No. We both just poured these for the show.
See that? This is a glass I got from RJ. He gave it to me.
This is for we got these for
nothing.
Was it? No, there was something. No. This had something. It was some moment that we did. It wasn't your birthday. Something to do with the show. I don't know.
10,000.
10,000 subscribers.
There you go.
10,000 subscribers.
Good thing I'm 30 years older than him. You're supposed to remember better than me.
But those glasses Michael's wearing, he got those just for Father's Day, right? Those are Father's Day. And did they buy them because you gave me
not Father's Day. I got it.
Birthday. It was your birthday.
Yeah. No, same day. Christmas, I got these.
Christmas, okay. All right. Because you got them just after
He wants to tell me when I got something.
But
he's here 5 minutes.
But you gave me your glasses off your face.
That was another set of glasses.
But you got those right after.
Yes, I did.
Yes, that's right. Yes. So I think they bought them for him because he gave me his old Versace glasses.
I like Versace.
Are those Versace glasses?
Of course.
Oh, okay. There you go. I got it. I only have one.
Who am I going to replace him with? Louis LaDeGasa glasses?
Okay. Fair point.
Hey, we put up a picture the other day. That's more satirical than anything else.
Oh, yes.
It was about with John Gotti saying, like, you miss me now, the city's safer and all that stuff since I've been gone. And I tell you what, it really took off. And it became a little controversial, too, which I'm shocked. It was supposed to be a joke. It was like, it was really supposed to be a satirical thing. And it garnered a lot of attention.
Guys, we were having fun. So here's where it came from. Because this thing went, almost every channel on YouTube reshared it.
Not ours.
Everybody shared it. It got over 15,000 views on my Twitter page. But Michael saw an Al Capone satirical piece, and it said, "The city was safer when I ran it."
Chicago,
referring to Chicago. We were having fun, guys. So Michael was like, "Let's make one with John." I made it in 2 seconds and posted it. The city was safer when I ran it. We were having fun, guys. I see some people, there was one channel that just really laid out all the facts, but we stimulated conversation.
Yeah.
It's the goal of this channel. So,
it really became something that really grabbed our awareness, how involved people are with us and interactive and statistics. They jump right on it. And, it wasn't meant to be divisive or divisive, whatever the word is. What's the word? Divisive, divisive?
It's like neither, neither.
Neither, neither. What'd you say?
Divisive, divisive.
Another drink. I'm not going to understand one word you said.
Neither, neither, either, either. divisive.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm right on either way.
Yeah, you're right.
All
You're right,
good.
brother.
I'll take both ways.
You're right, brother.
All right. So, yeah, it wasn't meant for that. It was just meant to be a little funny, a little light humor. We know what's going on in New York today. There's a lot has changed, let's say. I see an article where they're locking up detergent, soap detergent, and ice cream. So, I played off of that, and it wasn't meant to be political at all. I'm not a political guy. We did a political thing the other day. We should mention this.
Yeah. Go ahead and explain what happened.
I don't know how many people have seen it.
1,500.
1,500.
Yes. Oh, by the way, before you tell the story,
go.
This show was on pace to be. This is a big cigar. This show was on pace to be one of our biggest shows. It was a straight line up. It was number one out of our last 10 releases.
Just to be crystal clear, I'm not a political person. I don't like either party. I don't like politicians. This is what I'm going to say. And then maybe we could educate, or I can educate right now, because I can't speak for RJ. He could concur or dissent after I say this.
Those are two very good words.
I just found them in the back over here when I went to college. It came out from Kingsborough Community. Not from
Most people don't know. Michael did 2 years of college, and yet he still got his finger pinched.
And 3 years of prison, which is another college. I like the first college better. But the biggest mistake both parties make, and they shouldn't be both parties, should be multiple. That's the first problem, is that when these political candidates, let's call them, they start saying the Democratic Party and the Republican Party, they made a big mistake starting right there. First of all, you can't blame the populace, the people, because you're splitting the country in half. Their elected officials are the people you need to blame. Those are the people that are elected. So when Trump or Biden, or just take any names throughout history, those are the ones that are running around right now, so I'll pick them too. When they say the Republicans are no good, are they saying half the country is no good? When they say the Democrats are no good, are they saying half the country is no good? No, it's the leaders of those parties that people put in power, that a lot of those people don't like what they're doing. Their own people they put in office. So it's a huge mistake when they said the Democratic Party. You're attacking half the country. The Republican Party, you're attacking half the country. What the hell's the matter with you? Don't you just get that? Really? What the hell? You're attacking half the country either way you go. You can't win. The country can't win. Take exception with your opponent. And you know what? That's what they become, opponents, not people that work together. All right, I'm making it too political. This is Independence Day. But that's what this country is founded on, throwing out an oppressive government or oppressive rule to get our independence. I'm getting too long again?
No, keep it up. You're the star of the show.
I'm no star.
As long as you're talking, people are not mad. It's when I start talking.
He's right.
It's true. When
People get mad at
they get mad when I start talking.
All right, I'll give you the floor now. But
so why did our show get taken down? You didn't tell him yet.
Oh,
you forgot that part.
Did I?
Yeah, you didn't tell him yet.
Yeah, we did a. Yeah, he's laughing.
Careful, Michael.
Uh-oh.
A live might get taken down. You got to be careful.
Yeah, a live can get taken down. You're right.
We already lost one show.
I know. We could lose another one. But it could be a good loss. You could die in battle, right?
That's true.
It's Independence Day. So God bless. I'll give it over to RJ because I'm going to start getting real deep right now. And I really don't want it. I was having a good time till this guy showed up.
We already, and didn't Ron DeSantis take our logo?
Oh.
A guy named Michael Oliveri, I don't know if there's a relation, but he says, why was Francesco Oliveri killed?
He killed somebody. It's easy. It's all over the internet. You can find it. It's easy to find out information about that.
RJ, are you tipsy?
Like, you didn't drink yet.
Yeah, I'm screwed up. Michael, how do you use this thing? What is this?
This. How do you? He wants to know what this is. Look.
I mean, but is it
You really think this is for circumcision?
Is it just a lighter, or is it a cut?
He thinks it's for circumcision. This guy. What are you, Moyle?
I don't know.
I'm afraid to put it down. Last time I did this, I blew my computer out. It works like this, I think. See? There you go.
Oh, I got it.
Magic.
Is that a lighter also?
No.
Oh,
okay.
It's just
the lights.
Okay.
All right, you want to clip this?
Clip that for me.
She's got me clipping for
Okay.
me. You want me to clip somebody? Clip something for you. This guy's got to be kidding me.
Oh, my God.
Look at that. Perfect V cut.
That's a good one. That's one of those. Okay.
You did a V cut. I'll show you Brooklyn style.
Okay.
You want to see Brooklyn style cut? That's Brooklyn style.
I've never seen anyone do that before.
Yeah, that's the way you do it. And also, you're supposed to, if you really want to be like a fancy guy, a blue blood, you take the label, you throw it away. You smoke a cigar without a label. That shows.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the way you're supposed to. Otherwise, you're a show off. It's like wearing a Rolex and going like this every 5 minutes. You know somebody's got a Rolex that does this on every show? Well, this was.
That is true. He does do that.
He does. You see the way he puts it in everybody's face? He asked for $4.99. We gave him $5. Did you give him that $5 yet?
I gave him the $5.
We donated to Scammies $5. Just gave him the extra penny. He should be happy. But he gets his Rolex. He goes like this in front of the camera all the time, in front of everybody's face. Oh, you got a Rolex, so what do you want? Cool. So we're having a little fun with Scammies at Scammies' expense. Look, I'm in the backyard. There's no flies around.
Oh, my God.
I bet you if he checks his backyard, I'm around, flying around. Hey, somebody asked me today. They text me. Was it yesterday? It was yesterday. Somebody texted me last night and said that they're going to see him, and should I give him a message from you? They were being playful. I said, yeah. Tell them the fly's not going away. It's true. I didn't tell you that.
I saw the message. Yeah, you told me. I saw the message. Yeah.
So, Joy, the fly ain't going away. There's no bug spray here.
Someone's in his neighborhood that's in here. Chris,
Arizona.
He's from Chris.
Hey, Chris, I got some friends out in Arizona, and I'm not referring to Scammy. There's a friend of mine, Michael, out there. He lives around Scottsdale area. So maybe you could hook up and say hello to him. He's a really good guy.
You know, I'm always curious when I hear all this stuff now. I just would love to have been on the phone with your first phone call when he called you when he got out.
You wanted to eavesdrop?
Yeah, I want to hear that call so bad. Was there any tension at all?
He loved me. He loved me. Does he really love anybody? You think he loves somebody? I love this one. I love that one. They throw that word. I love everybody around pretty good.
You know, Gaspipe was crying on 60 Minutes about wanting to see his daughter and get back out on the streets. And then the interviewer said, "I can tell you I love your family," or something like that. He said he loved her. I think.
Yeah, he can love his daughter. I think he just had to. He was getting like a junkie. You get the Joneses. He wanted to shoot junk. He wanted to go out and kill somebody. He didn't kill somebody in a while. Gaspipe loved nobody. Well, his family, immediate family. But as far as brothers and friends, he loved nobody. He was heartless.
Michael, Lance says those Hollywood shades are very badass. Now, Michael, you still have gangster swag. You know what swag means in black culture?
No.
Swag.
Black, I know it is in Italian culture, but you tell me.
What swag mean in Italian culture?
You drive the car like this.
Oh, it's kind of
That's the gangster lean.
Gangster? Oh, I thought that was our thing.
Maybe we copied you.
No, no. Black people historically have been inspired by mobsters. Okay.
I don't know. Harlem guys way back. Harlem blacks going back to the 20s. Jesus.
Yes, but they were very inspired by the mafia.
They shopped at the same store, in Harlem.
Yeah, we started dressing like the black gangsters of past times. We dressed like you guys.
Gators.
Yeah, it was. Trust me, black gangsters were very inspired by Italian mafia. Look at all the rappers that have a last name Gotti and stuff like that. Not of them. Gotti's a legend in most black neighborhoods. But he says those Hollywood shades are very badass, Mikey.
No, thank you.
Mikey does have gangster look still. Look at him. You guys should see the guy when he's out, too. He's the smoothest guy, and I'm telling you.
Don't believe this guy.
Let me ask you: is a gangster always a gangster, even when he's out of the life? Is it always inside of him, no matter what?
Well, you are who you are for your whole life. Was it you fake it till you make it? No, in any aspect of life, you can fake it for so long. The way you carry yourself is I think it's inbred.
Come on, let's show the world how a gangster lights a cigar.
No, not a gangster.
A former gangster.
A
former gangster. Come on, guys. He got the shades on. He's gonna smoke a cigar. This is the real thing here.
First, I got to figure it out. It's not working.
So, is a gangster always a gangster?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
So a gangster,
because a gangster commits crimes.
Is that what a gangster is, or is a gangster a?
No, state of mind.
Yeah.
No, it's in a state prison. No, you can't be a gangster without committing crimes. You got to commit crimes, right? And you have to have a gang, gangster. Your gang, like Sammy said, he was a gangster still. I asked him one day, "Where's your gang?" Can't be that girl who talks to him. She's part of the gang. So you have to have a gang to be a gangster.
All right.
I don't know. I think we ran out of juice there.
But so it's not a reactionary state. It's not something like where the gangster can come out of you. That's not necessarily.
Listen, if you defend yourself, right, and you could become violent, because I guess that's your question. Could you be violent? No, anybody could be violent, protecting their home, their family, etc. Gangsters are a group of people that have this philosophy on how they're going to make money and conduct themselves.
When the chips are down, let's say, does someone always go back? Say you got down to a point ever where you had kids, you couldn't feed your family, couldn't take care of your wife, your son was in need of something, and you had no. Does that mindset come back in where I'll hit the streets if I have to, or that goes away?
No, you mean once you were a gangster? And
I'm saying so say like right now. I mean, you got a nice life and everything, but say the chips were down. Say times were hard. The wife's in need.
Okay, well, what's the recidivism rate?
It's very high. It's
very high. There you go. But you don't have to be a gangster. You just be a criminal.
But some people, there are people who their mind never goes there, even when they're in difficulty. But some people will, you know what? They revert back. I've talked to people. They revert when they're when the back's against the wall. Their mind can go to what they've always known.
You resort back to violence. Absolutely.
So that's what I'm asking. Is that what a gangster is? A guy who when the chips are down, when you're in a fight for your life.
Oh yeah, I think it's anybody. But as far as being in an organized group, like I said, gangster. I put in a group of people. That's my definition of a gangster. It's not a solo guy or 2-3 guys on the corner. You really have to have a big group. But a criminal mentality, you have a propensity for violence. If it's violent crimes, you could do stick-ups, etc. Whatever you could do to earn a living. Because that's all you're doing. You're trying to earn a living because maybe you don't have any other means. Doesn't make it right. But that's what your propensity is towards violence. Yeah, I got to get fluid in that thing. I got another one inside.
So it's always kind of in the person.
Yeah,
it never goes away.
It's self-preservation. Like I said, violence. I think just about everybody could be violent. Depends who could get them to that violence. Look, what's a crime of passion? It could be the most meekest person, man or woman, that can have that moment where you get violent, and you can maybe never had violence in their life. Could be, like I said, the crime of passion thing can make you violent, or protect yourself. Somebody comes in your house and going to hurt your family. You have a gun in your house, you may bang them out. And then there's other people who just sit back and submit to being violated, and now they can come back. And you say, wow, why they protected themselves?
I saw somebody. The reason I ask you this, I guess, 99.9% of the time when I have been around you, you're just like this. You buy me food, we smoke cigars, we're having drinks. But I've only ever seen one time where maybe someone crossed the boundary with you and you went to a different place. That's what I'm saying. Is that...
Yeah, but you're built that way. It's like anybody else. It's called respect, or at that case, disrespect. When you cross that line or barrier, you could become a different mindset, because they know if it's a stranger. Look, years ago, somebody gave me the finger in the car when I was younger. I'd chase him till I fought him. No, it's the way it was.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean I won those fights either after I caught them, right? It just means I chased them until I had a fight. But today, the last 20 years since I've been out of prison, somebody gives you the finger, you don't know them. They don't know me. I don't know them. There's no disrespect there. It's just road rage. And you keep them moving. It don't mean anything. But if somebody close to you disrespects you, I guess then you can jump the line, because they know what you could be about, and they don't care at that point. So yeah, so when somebody knows you really good and they want to cross the line with you, it's like I won't. And I've said this to a lot of people. I don't play with people and say, "Hey, fuck you," just for casually. I don't believe in that. If you like somebody, you make them look good in front of other people. A lot of people think it's that frat boy or frat girl mentality. Sorority, I guess it would be, mentality that you could play with somebody like that just to show closeness. I never believe it. If I tell somebody fuck you, we're fighting. I want to fight you. I want to have an engage with you. I would never do that. And a lot of people do that. Hey, fuck you, you're this, you're that, you're that. Yeah. They think it's camaraderie, but when you do it in front of people, it don't sound right. So that's the way I was. It doesn't mean it's right. People could say F you to each other all day long if that's the way they want to deal, but just don't cross the line with me. And we're not going to be friends, that's for sure. But you have to tell people that, because they don't understand it. So when somebody says it to you and they know they're crossing a line, if they say that to you, then it could be propensity for violence at that point.
Is Cosa Nostra like the way the public, people like outsiders who have nothing to do with it, do we have a false understanding of it? Like, is it full of action? Is it full of intense meetings? Is it full of, hey, we gotta go kill this guy? Or is the public's belief of what it is completely different?
I'm gonna tell you what it is mostly. See what we're doing here? Camaraderie. That's what it is. If you want to build relationships and build trust and believe in what you believe in, you build it this way. And it's not talking about all that other violence and all that stuff. Do guys do that? Yeah, absolutely. They have the coffee clutches like we alluded to earlier on other shows. There are those guys that just want to sit around, talk out of the side of their mouth, and seem tough, or plotting and planning about somebody they don't like and somewhere else. But for the most part, look, when I was going out, let's say, I just picked a decade, the 80s. In the 80s, there was a lot of drugs. There was a lot of everything going on. It was probably the best decade for me, was the 80s. And why I say this, I got straightened out later on. But before that, let's say, before people respected me for what I became, they had respect for what you were before. That's the era I'll talk about. We went out to clubs anywhere in the city. Wise guys, legit guys. There was so much respect for when you walked in a place. For those guys. It was a great time. Sure, there was a little bittering over girls and this and that. I got some stories that make you sick. And I mean sick, not throw up. Make you sick how guys dealt with each other over a girl. And, should I tell the story?
Yeah, no. We want to know this.
But for the most part, the camaraderie, I want to get on bed though.
Yeah.
But for the most part, there's a song, He's My Friend. Right? And if you listen to the words, it's about somebody, Eddie Kendrick sung the song, about finding God. and read the book of Revelation. He was sick, and it's a pretty nice song. But Wise Guys, we would call each other friends. Well, you're Wise Guys. He's a friend of ours, or, friend of ours. That's how you be introduced at times, And they adopted that as, when you said bye-bye, he's my friend, and we would feel good about each other, that we're friends. Another family. And you can see those guys what they really meant. In the 80s, it was so much more closer with Wise Guys.
Oh, wow.
We interacted. We had 6 families, Jersey guys, and plus the 5 in New York, in the same clubs. And very few times, and it was always over a girl if there was a beef. Almost every time was over that. Nobody like you bumped into me or this. I told the story. I wasn't even a Wise Guy yet. And I would go out from the 70s into the 80s, and we'd go to Pastels or any other club, and they would give you shot glass. Somebody bought you a drink, they buy you shot glass. Right? By the end of the night, I had a pyramid. Me and my friend.
Oh, you told me this before.
We had a pyramid full of shot glass. We would goof. Could we cash this in until next week? It was a joke. You couldn't drink all those drinks, and I was a good drinker. You couldn't drink them all. But it was just that the difference that was shown, whether you're a Wise Guy or not, and the camaraderie, like I said, bottles of champagne being sent over, both ways. Me sent it to them, they sent it to me. It was just that much respect. The way guys dressed, everybody suit and tie. If you came with a jacket and a mock neck sweater, where'd you go? Were you on the dress tonight? What's the matter with you? You weren't allowed to wear a hat in a club, no jogging suits, none of that. There was that camaraderie between real Wise Guys. The guys that really believed respected other guys. The frauds, you could see the bitterness which bled out into them. So did everybody talk about, when we went to the club, I see the Wise Guy from another family, we just want to talk about street stuff? No way. We want to talk about drinking, gambling, especially I was a gambler. We talked about, all the gamblers would come around me, or I'd go around them and say, hey, I got killed this week. We're licking our wounds, what we did wrong, and there was a lot of great guys out there. Like I said, the camaraderie was really, really special. It wasn't about talking about violence all the time. Those were different settings where you would meet and try to adjudicate your beefs. But after that, it was where we're going to go drink for the most part. Where you going tonight, Michael? Where you going tonight, Joe? Where you going tonight? Maybe I'll see you there for dinner. That's what it was about. That's the good part of that. That's how you build those bonds. And you can build them with guys in other families. And many throughout time. Not me. I'm just giving myself as an example. But they were great times. And it wasn't coffee clutch about murdering everybody. Well, that's movies.
Yeah. Is there, we get the outsiders who watch you every day. They get the perspective from the movies. I always say that. So, and I ask you this off camera a lot. But when I see stuff like Goodfellas, when the whole restaurant's packed, and the guy is a big line outside the door, he goes through the kitchen, and they're carrying a table all the way out front for him and his wife to sit down and eat.
Yeah.
And he's telling these stories like, I don't wait in lines. Saturday nights is for the wives, Fridays are for the girlfriends or whatever. Like, can you speak to any of that? Is that the life?
That was a rule. Friday night, you don't take your wife out.
So that's a real thing.
That's boys' night out.
With your girlfriend.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And Saturday,
or just girls. Just hang. If you didn't have a girlfriend, you're out playing. You don't bring your wife into a club where you got she knows just about everybody there. They were cheating because you know what happens? These are the guys you hang out with. You're dead. Even though they may have an inkling that you're playing around, but you bring with it. Hey, I was just out to dinner with that guy last week with his wife. What happened? Who's that girl? It's simple. We grew up in a neighborhood. The girls know what was going on. Come on.
So the guys, the group of friends had fun, went out with girlfriends Fridays, and Saturdays, everyone brought their wives out.
Yeah.
Martin Scorsese, he's a good director.
He had good info.
Now, the restaurants. Could you walk into a restaurant, always had a table waiting for you, and then could you walk through the kitchen?
Oh yeah, man. Clubs and everything else. When we would go to clubs, we didn't wait. There would be a line down the block. We just walked in. Not just me. I'm talking in general for the people that were known that there would be that be shown for them, that difference would be shown to you. Absolutely, yeah. And look, Wise Guys in the street, You didn't have to be straightened out. Spent a lot of money in clubs, a lot of money, had a lot of fun. It was a great time. I tell you, the 80s into the 90s was a great time.
Wow. Is this the stuff when you're telling me stories and you're saying, I had a 10-year run that everybody needs to feel what I felt?
Yeah.
You feel like a special type of a guy.
But I'm talking about just the 10 years when I was
Captain. Yeah.
when I was a captain into there, because that's when I started making some real money.
Yeah.
And when it gets around that you're at a different position and the way you're handling your business in the street, it gets around and the different type of respect you get from other people. You could see it, you could feel it. So I had that, and like I said, everybody should go through in any kind of life, any business form you do, have that much success in your lives, because it really feels great. And again, before that, it was a tremendous amount of fun. I think I told this story. Sammy once said, you want to make a statement, and this is his mentality again. You want to make a statement? Let's get 5 guys, go to a restaurant, we'll sit down, all 5 killers. Go in a restaurant where everybody hangs out to make a statement. Me, I'd rather go with 5 girls. I want to go with 5 guys. But that was the mentality of certain people. Let's go show up to a restaurant. But I'm not knocking Sam on this, because people did that. Absolutely. They walked in with strength, and they showed that this is the inner circle guys that are sitting together. It was a show of force. But like I said, I'd rather go out with a whole bunch of other friends that weren't like that at times, and not show that, because I didn't feel there was a need for that. They know who and what you are. But certain people acted that way.
I spoke to a guy, I won't say his name, but he said, YouTube and talking with people and stuff, and being able to talk about his own life and communicate with different people. It's like the closest to get back to the life without being in the life. Would you say that would you say you kind of feel that way to a certain extent?
Oh yeah, look, I'll bring it to my life, but you could go with anybody who has fond memories of something that they did, events in their life. It's fulfilling. It really is. Thinking about good things is medicine. Thinking about bad things could really hurt your psyche. So it's always good to try to go back into that good space you had in your life. It's healthy. And I had a lot of good ones. I'll tell you, I had a great run my whole life. I'm not going to complain about anything from my childhood, having holes in my shoes as a kid, going up 86th Street where I lived. There were all the shoe stores and clothing stores. Getting a new pair of sneakers or shoes and running right out the door. I had no money to pay. They couldn't catch me. I was a jet. I ran like I was black when I was a kid,
That's a good one. That's a good one, man.
Or the cops would chase me, either one. Even those memories as a kid, it was just normal. We would go out shoplifting 12 years old, and the girls would come with us. They would shoplift for us. Forget it. They would come to the schoolyard and bring us clothes. It was a crazy way of life, but we had a lot of fun doing it. We were major shoplifters, all of us, and vandals as kids.
As a content creator, before I started working with Michael, this comment, I'm glad someone said this. Thank you, Michael, for always being sincere and kind to all my comments. It means a lot. Most content creators won't even show you the time of day. Now, I answered every comment ever left on Black Handprint Mafia up until 5,000 subscribers, okay? We got about 17,400 subscribers right now, okay? And my channel, this channel gets twice what I was doing on Black Handprint. We've had them get well over 10,000 comments, I would say. Would you agree?
Oh, yeah.
No question.
No question.
Right now, if I go into my YouTube studio, we checked before we came on the show. Is there one up there? Mm-hmm. There's one unanswered comment. Michael answered every comment ever left on this channel. You find me, I'll send $500 Cash App to somebody who can find me one content creator of that size that did that. And I'll send you money as soon as the show's over. I have the other, 3 days ago, me and you were talking 2 days ago, and I said, man, we're like a month back. And I said, Michael, it just gets to a point that we can't.
3 months it was.
3 months, okay. I said, we're never going to catch up. I think you were fucking with me because I woke up in the morning, I looked at the comments, there was no comments. So you must have been up all night answering comments.
That's right.
He answered 3 months of comments in one night to get caught up. It was the day I said, hey, I think we're past through like 2 or 3 comments. So if you get a comment back, it's really Michael answering that comment. It really is. He answered every comment. That's real appreciation for this channel. And that's why I always tell people, I get a little bit, he always says, RJ, you're too thin-skinned. Tells me that all the time. He don't take nothing personal. I do take some shit personal still. So, but when I'm editing a show for 8 hours, and then I see him up for 4 hours answering comments, and someone comes over and leaves some middle finger to me, I'm mad. Like, you know what like, do you know what we put into this? He'll say, I don't worry about it. But yes, over 10,000 comments.
Oh, boy.
Probably far, far, far more than that. Some of our shows have 1,000 comments on one show. So yes, but every comment ever answered on this channel up for 17,500. We did 2.5 million views, and every comment left, Michael responded to. That's him showing you guys appreciation for how much it means. If we send him emails from the show that were a month late, he's saying, guys, we got to get back to these people. TikTok, Twitter, everything. He wants everybody responded to. So it's a real thing.
Yeah, Instagram. It's hard to, it's really, it is a job. You need a full-time job because we do other things during the day and the night. But I feel obligated to tell you the truth. If you're taking the time, whether you agree or not, if I put myself and RJ puts himself in a public forum and you put out conversations, opinions, facts, and we want you to come on here and hear us, why shouldn't I answer you, try to answer you? The only thing I'm really frustrated with is YouTube has a huge lag on a lot of stuff. Sometimes on the replies, they don't come in. They'll come in a month later, and then I'll go scroll through and I say, wow, this is 2 months behind, a month behind. I didn't see this. So a lot of the times it's a lag on YouTube's part where these comments get lost and then they all start kicking in. And that's embarrassing because I don't want to leave anybody out. Once you see, the thing is, once you answer a segment, a portion, and you leave the other portion out, people, and it's right, why didn't he answer me? Was he afraid to answer this question? You know, sort of thing. And I get it. Once you put yourself in a public forum, buckle up. You need to buckle up. If you're going to do it, and you say you want response and input, you got to answer. You got to try your best to answer. So I try to do it as best I can to accommodate everybody that's accommodating us by being on our show. Again, critics or supporters, don't matter. You have a right once you get on there and ask a question. And look, the ones that RJ and I have lately been erasing a lot of stuff because it really gets personal. Some of the comments, they get put on hold. Another thing, maybe RJ, because this is all new to me and I'm just learning it, and I'm learning it pretty good now. A lot of the things YouTube will put on hold. There's a back room to the comment section, and they'll go in there for bad language, racial stuff, political stuff, and they'll be on hold. And if it's that egregious where they're just attacking somebody, you erase it. Otherwise, I let it go through. As long as it's not an attack on somebody, not just RJ or myself or Mikey, anything. Yeah, I don't want to attack another person on there either.
People attack you racially?
No, I'm talking about you.
I know. I'm messing with you.
They know.
Good to have a black person for a friend. Good thing he's not from Bensonhurst. Michael, come on.
He's really not black. He's what they call mulatto.
I'm watered down.
Who said that?
Stop.
Don't give him credit.
We're not going to do that. Don't do that. Michael, this is proof, though. You never know where you're going to end up in life. Yeah. Would you ever have imagined there'd be a day you'd be on YouTube with a black host half your age talking about the mafia?
Never. Nope. I dealt with minorities in the past.
My mom is from East Orange, New Jersey, and I'm telling him a story one day. So one time I ain't gonna share the story, but my grandmom lived in a big project building in East Orange, New Jersey. It was so bad as a kid when I was there. I'll be up on like the top floor, and you would look out the window, and you're like 30, these big project buildings would be 30, 40, 50 floors, whatever. And the neighborhood was so bad, kids couldn't go outside back then. This is probably like the early 90s or so. I used to stare out the window in East Orange, New Jersey. All you will see is dirt. I'm like 6, 7 years old. Dirt, no grass, nowhere. Concrete jungle, just a complete disaster. And I'm telling Michael stories about when I was a kid and I'd go to East Orange and how this is a different world. This is back when they used to put the drugs inside of the telephone booth where the quarter falls out. And so the drug dealer would drop the drugs in the
slot.
The slot. How'd you know that?
I'm old. I used to use those phones.
Okay. Anyway, Michael was telling me a story about he used to work in. Tell you one East Orange story?
Yeah, I worked in East Orange for Pete Castellan. I was a supervisor. And they put me out there to run that store. Yeah, thank you. I had to break in the store. The store was going to break me in. It was in a very bad neighborhood. And very depressing, I'll tell you the truth, because people didn't have money. And, shoplifted food and all that. We had the East Orange police came in and says, we have to hire a cop to be there. And off duty, of course. And we did. And one of the things I told them, you're not locking anybody up. You catch anybody, bring them to me. I'll talk to them. But don't lock anybody up. And you see the different side, like when I had the store in Harlem. You seen it was mostly Spanish Harlem at the time. You see the way people live, and it's pretty depressing that they're just fighting for food and drugs. There's the food stamps that they got at the beginning of the month, that they would rob their grandmother's food stamps, their mom's family's food stamps, and go buy drugs, cash them in.
Well, you were selling for half the price, so what?
They went, yeah.
So food stamps, me growing up, food stamps you could buy for half the price of cash. Yeah. So if you sell 100, and that's when you can tear them out of the pack. Remember that? Right. You could tear them out. So you get $50, $25, or $20 food stamp. You could tear it out and you could sell that for $10. I mean, I'm sorry. Yeah, $10, half price, because food stamps can only buy certain things. So if you were a lot of people, especially people in the 80s and stuff, especially in those kind of in inner cities, a lot of people on drugs and stuff like that. Cash, you got no cash, but everybody got food stamps. So you get $500 in a pack. You sell a whole pack for $250 cash. So people would take, yeah. I'm surprised you know all that.
I lived in New York.
But I didn't know that was going on in your neighborhood. That's interesting.
And it was pretty. You learn things. You learn things about different people and how they live, and you learn to appreciate things also. But it was a battleground. It was tough. We bordered Newark. We were very close to the border of Newark, and it really was, like you said, it was a battleground. You had to carry a pistol. At times, bulletproof vest I had on, because I wanted to fight with a lot of people out there, and there was a lot of threats. But you learn. You get an education, and you learn about different cultures, like I said, and how people live, and get an appreciation of how you live. You think you got a bed? Nah. I had a glowing childhood compared to what I see. Forget about the holes in the shoes that I have to rub. Didn't matter. Or shoplift my clothes. I had a good home. So, but at the time, you think you're poor. But everybody around you was the same way. It was, lower middle class area where I lived. Nobody was really rich unless you went to that guy's or another neighborhood, Shore Road. But it was a lot of fun. And, say, going back to this question, you deal with having a black guy as my partner. And today, man, it's a moot point compared to what was years ago and what is today. I learned a lot from him. I learned about what he went through in his life and things he's seen. And it's a story unto itself. And hopefully he writes a book about it for himself. He should write a book about his life growing up, because it could be depressing, his early childhood, but it could be an inspiration of this guy going to college to get degrees. So there's always hope if you want to have hope in your life. Some people don't have the chance, but you got to fight for it. Independence Day.
Wow. Ain't that the truth?
What else we got?
Let's see.
Anybody other comments over there?
What round?
What are the Yankees doing? What is I should call them the Stinkies, not the Yankees. All right, this person, Sad Smith. What round is this? The third? No.
We're on our first.
He still didn't finish his first. He's lagging. He's lagging.
Yeah, I'm lagging. So, guys, don't.
He probably wasn't here from the beginning.
Yeah.
Oh,
Guys,
what is that? Maker's Mark? What is that? I can't make. Oh, it's a person.
Yeah, it's a person.
I can't see without my glasses.
I don't
apologize for that.
No echo. Okay, thank you. I'm glad there was no echo. That makes me happy. We're actually outside.
Yeah. There's people in the pool having a good old time. I don't have a pool. I can't swim.
I'm darker than RJ. LOL. I love you, RJ. Just breaking your bones. You know what's funny? So I'm the.
Tony, what are you, Sicilian?
I'm the light. So I got 4 siblings, and they're all dark complected. I'm the only one that came out light. I don't even know what they. I don't know. So
blame your grandmother.
That's funny. Michael, did you hear about the recent news that Vic Amuso, his health is bad and he is petitioning for a compassionate release? What are your thoughts on that?
I think that nobody should be in jail except for child molesters and rapists and spies should be in jail over 80 years old. I think she should let everybody out. Another thing is, I don't think any judge should be past 80. I don't think nobody should have a life. That's again another subject again. 80 is the magic number for everybody. Out, get out. Go home.
No, I agree with you on this. I agree with you. Life is, I always say this. I believe in general, prison sentences outside of touching a child or rape. To me, that's the worst thing anyone can do. I would almost say that's worse. To me, that's worse than murder. I'm sorry. To me, touching a little kid, I want to see the worst things happen to you. I just can't. This thought sickens me. But considering we only get what's life expectancy? 74 or something?
78.
78
for male.
Yeah. Considering that you only get 78 years on the planet, I don't think people should be sentenced. I mean, to me, sentences are too long for everything, in my opinion. You take 15, 20 years, 10 years from somebody for selling drugs or something like that. I'm not saying it's what they did is right. I'm just saying, should you lose?
The punishment's too long.
The punishment is too long, in my opinion. So
we're going to get in trouble with this conversation.
We will, but. Now, is there anything that you could do more to Vic Amuso to teach him or have him pay his debt to society than what he's already paid? The guy's been in jail since 91 or something like that?
No, I think it's 93.
93? So the guy's been in jail for 30 years. What more why don't you let him out?
Not a threat to anybody.
There's no threat at all. He served 30 years of his life.
This is what I say. This is what I would do. You organize crime. You can't live in tri-state area, Pennsylvania, or Florida. Go on the other side of Mississippi. Enjoy your life. If that's what you're worried about.
Okay. Yeah.
Don't ever come back. You come back to prison. It's something that should be. Criminal justice should be talked about. I know there's other people on here talking about criminal justice system. One of the most egregious things are, if you catch a felony, you do a year and a day in jail or 8 months in jail as a felon. You're branded. You got the scarlet letter, like the scarlet letter. In this case, you have the F for felon. It lasts for you the rest of your life, and that's not fair. That's a curse for the rest of your life for something that you went to prison for, and you paid your debt, and that should be immediately as soon as you finish your jail sentence, should go away. That's not fair to anybody there. Don't forget, we have over 2 million people in our prisons, federal and state, and it's been like that for decades. How many felons are in this country? I mean, I spoke to a fella that I met in person, and he did a big bid, and he's having a problem getting an apartment because he's a felon. in communities where you got to pass these boards, you have to list what you are, and by law they can preclude you from getting an apartment by their own laws, by the community laws, and they're backed up, I guess, by the state or government, and it's not fair that you can't live somewhere. What do you want? Just like you said earlier, what do you want people to go out and rob again? How are they going to survive? Can't get a job. It's nonsense. It should be abolished. You do your time, that's it. It's over.
You see, when Pete Gotti tried to get out too,
should let him out. He was like, come on, Pete was no threat to anybody.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people. There's a lot of guys that are just dying in jail. Not only Italians, all kinds of people. This ain't just an Italian conversation. This is for the populace. You can't put that scarlet letter on their heads forever. Not right.
Was Mikey involved in any mafia family battles? Not sure if any happened during his time.
You mean like Sammy's 3 wars that was still trying to figure out what wars he was in? No, I wasn't in any wars. Trying to figure out what Sammy's involved in. We may do something like that. We said this before. Can anybody tell us what kind of wars he was in? Where's these wars? Don't forget a war is when people shoot back at you.
Michael, you mentioned everybody was suited up in the club. What did you guys wear day to day? Would you get admonished for turning up in a social club in jeans?
No. So it was at daytime and all that other stuff was you dressed the way you want. The wear of the day in the 80s and the 90s was jogging suits or track suits, as they called them. Very, very laid back. Very laid back. You can wear whatever you want. Myself, I preferred shorts, a football jersey, jeans, or something like that, or dungarees, as you call them. I call them dungarees. You call them jeans, like that, and a pair of slip-on shoes or something.
Can you tell that story about John Gotti when it was I guess his only competition for a good dresser, and he finds his.
No, he had a lot of competitions. Well, I didn't say a lot. There was Danny Marino's a great dresser. Of course, we know Joe Watts, and there was other really good dressers. But it's not only the clothes you wore, how much you paid, right? It's how you wore those clothes. You could put a polyester suit on somebody. And when I was young, when I didn't have money in the 70s, I wore a polyester suit, and it looked like a $5,000 suit. You have to have the body, the way you carry yourself, the tie, your tie and your shoes, extremely important, even more important than the suit. Your tie makes everything stand out. Your shoes the same way if they're polished and clean. It's like not brushing your teeth. So, the accessories sometimes make it, but it's how you present yourself, how you walk in your clothes.
Close it out, brother.
Well, God bless. Happy Independence Day to everybody. Enjoy your freedom. Enjoy your freedom of speech. Stay close to your family and your friends. God bless.
There was a few people who sent some cash donations in. I'm working off my phone. I don't know how to put them onto the screen, but thank you for your donations. We do appreciate it.
The best donation is to get somebody to join up on our Patreon and YouTube. That's the best donation to hear our voice. Look, we get again the minority is this big, very little. But I want to answer it. Are we doing this for views? Yes. And you know why? The more people that come on here is the message we could get out to more people. As simple as that. God, we don't beg for the money. Whatever you give us, we try to give back to you some way, somehow. And again, our events where we go, we take people lunch and dinner, etc. That's the reward for us to get together. We don't charge anybody to sit and eat with us. We pick up the check. So if you want to give us money, if you put it on YouTube, that donation, they get like 35%. I think the number is somewhere around 35% or whatever it is. It goes to YouTube. They take that. Better off sponsor somebody for a month to 2 months like that. That's more worthwhile to us, so we can get this message out on history. Just think of this, if you can, as a learning curve and experience for the people that are into this. We've said this before. We'll say it to all the new people that are on here. It's about setting the record straight in many areas. If there's a subject outside of this genre you want us to speak on, if it can help you, we have people calling us and asking us different things. We'll get to them. There's so many things. But if you have something outside the box, we'll pick it up. and we'll see if YouTube shuts us down again.
I did re-edit that show. It'll be out tomorrow, so you guys can watch it. I took out the bad part that YouTube thinks is bad. But the rest of it you guys can watch.
Yeah.
Other than that, thank you guys. Have a great 4th of July. Spend time with your family. Spend time doing the right thing. We're going to have a good meal. I'm going to smoke this cigar when I get it later. This is the first time Michael ever erred in his hospitality.
I got that one on the counter.
So this was fun, though. Thank you guys.
Hey, it's just one thing. Imagine if gas went away. How are you going to light this electrically?
Put a battery in it.
Yeah. How long is that battery going to last?
The Energizer Bunny keeps
Cigars are bad at business. No gas. No butane. God bless. Take care, everybody.
Take care. Peace and love.